morning, everyone. Okay, we left Arturo with his world imploding. Failures and tragedies kept him reeling until he took Abuelo's advice and started writing about it. We pick up on page 166 at the beginning of chapter 19. All right, here we go. The last batido. I showered quickly, changed, and met the family in the courtyard. They all looked like they hadn't slept at all. Brian and Martine shuffled in slowly while Vanessa slouched in the corner. It was the first time she wasn't front and center. I don't know if it was the shower or the feeling of release I had from writing all night, but I was happy to see them, my family. Okay, everyone, my mom began. We all know the city council will vote on the bids in 10 days. Whatever the outcome, let's use this week to be together and honor Abuela. Let's go to the beach, let's see a movie, let's dip our feet in the canals and go for a walk. Do everything that Abuela loved. Enjoy everything that made her happy. Can we take Carlos's truck and ram people's office? That would make me happy. Aunt Tuti blurted out between sobs. No, Tuti, we're not doing that. My mom continued, I don't want to think about that man or the bids. I want to stay positive. Positive? Aunt Tuti sobbed. Positive? Yes, my mom said, win or lose. Now let's think about other things. The family completely ignored my mom's request and chattered amongst themselves about what would happen if Wilfredo won the vote. I refuse to believe he'll win. We can't think like that. Yeah, the neighborhood can't possibly be on that guy's side. It sure looked like a bunch of people were on the side at the festival, Mari said. But they took our flyers, Martine replied. They were scattered all over the street, Vanessa said. What has happened to this neighborhood? It's like they're under a spell or something. Wilfredo has enchanted them. Maybe we should protest at City Hall, too. I can get my team on it, Vanessa offered. That's a great idea, Vanessa. But no, my mom said. I can't believe you're giving up, Kari. I'm not giving up. Tuti, I'm thinking of our family. That's not what Mommy would have wanted. She would have fought. Mommy isn't here, Tuti. It's only us. My mom and Aunt Tuti argued back and forth, which made everyone else get really quiet. My mom's cheeks turned bright red. Aunt Tuti's face tightened as if to hold back the tears, but the tears splashed out anyway. I felt a nervous energy all around, and I tried to think of a way to stop them, but no words came out. Abuela's absence was so strong. It literally broke us. If she were here, all she'd have to do was take our hands and offer a prayer, and everyone would quiet down and listen. Instead, I watched my family crack open. Finally, my mom put an end to the conversation. Mommy made me the principal owner of this restaurant, and I'm going to do what's best for this family. I looked around, and everyone tried to avoid eye contact with my mom. When I finally met her gaze, she had the look on her face, and she'd give the cooks who didn't listen she'd give the cooks who didn't listen to her in the kitchen. We need to stop this emotional runaround. Abuela is gone. We've been so focused on losing that we've forgotten what is important, and that is family. If we lose and our lease isn't renewed, we'll find a new location. But that's enough fighting. No more. No, I said. I realized I was the only one speaking now. The whole family had gone quiet. Even Tuti had retreated to a bench. Mom, we can't give up. We have to keep fighting. My dad came up to my mom. He was always the calm one of the family. I had never heard him yell or scream at anyone. It was why he was so good at customer service at the restaurant. Even if a guest was rude, my dad never lost his temper. Kari, he said, remember that this restaurant is what your parents built their whole lives on. It isn't just a building, it's a home. We built our whole lives on it too. I think that's what Arturo's trying to say. I know, Robert, but we need to stop trying to change things that aren't in our control. A lump formed in my throat, and I find it hard to swallow. But Abuela, I could hardly manage. Arturo, my mom said, her voice softer now, almost like she was trying to whisper. Abuela and Abuelo left a place many years ago and found a new home, a new life. They made new memories and kept their old ones in their hearts. I turned away from her. What was stopping someone like Wilfredo people from chasing down another neighborhood and building another high-rise, and then moving to another neighborhood and building another, and then another. He had done it before. Arturo, I had my mother's eyes, dark and round, but I had my father's height. I was already a head taller than her. I didn't nod or shake my head. The neighborhood didn't really want people's place. They just liked his free gifts and flashy parties. I saw Carmen appear from behind Abuela's floribundo bush, and I turned away so our eyes wouldn't meet. I suddenly felt like being alone, and I turned to leave. Some of my family members looked like they wanted to talk to me, but I just couldn't deal with it. I went to our apartment and then my room and shut the door. My mom called out a few minutes later, but I didn't answer. No more conversations. I thought about how things could change so quickly. A few weeks ago, Mop and Bren were still here. Carmen wasn't around yet to confuse me. The restaurant was safe, and Abuela was still, well, anyway. I checked my computer to see if I had any Twitter messages from Bren. He hadn't called or texted in a while. I sent him a message just as my dad knocked on the door. Mind if I come in? He opened it slowly and popped his head in. I nodded, and the rest of his body came out from behind the door. He handed me a huge bowl of mint chocolate chip ice cream, winked at me, and slipped back out. My dad was really cool like that. I kicked off my sneakers and reclined on my bed, trying to keep the bowl of ice cream from tipping over. It almost did when I heard a ding from my computer. Bren had sent me a message, so I put the bowl down on my desk and went to read it. At Pitbull for life. How's it going over there, dude? I thought about telling Bren that Abuela had passed away, but it felt like something I should say in person. Plus, I really just wanted to feel normal for a second, like nothing had changed. At ArtZem3. Hey, Bren, not that good. What's up with you? At Pitbull for life. Had a girlfriend for a bit. Didn't work out. Don't understand women. How's Carmen? You guys make out yet? At ArtZem3. Totally not happening. At Pitbull for life. Give love a chance, bro. So what's the deal with the restaurant stuff? At ArtZem3. I think Wilfredo People's going to win, and my family has given up. At Pitbull for life. Dude, you better not give up. At ArtZem3. It seems like a fight that's impossible to win, you know? At Pitbull for life. You are Arturo freaking Zamora. You practiced and practiced to get on the b-ball team, and after tryouts, coach was so impressed, he let you on. At ArtZem3. I was on the practice team, dude. At Pitbull for life. Bro, you got a jersey and became the first 6th grader to ever play on the 8th grade team. Instant popularity upgrade. At ArtZem3. Yeah, I guess. Hey, I wrote some poetry. I waited for Bren to answer. Finally, he responded in a not-so-subtle way. At Pitbull for life. What? At ArtZem3. Yeah, I know. Weird. Huh? At Pitbull for life. Have you shown anyone? At ArtZem3. Are you crazy? At Pitbull for life. Just saying, you know Carmen would dig it. At ArtZem3. Definitely not, dude. At Pitbull for life. Worth the try. Dang, dude, gotta go. My mom is yelling at me to stop sitting on the couch in my wet shorts. Don't give up. At ArtZem3. Okay, talk to you later. Hey, Bren. At Pitbull for life. What up, compadre? At ArtZem3. Thanks, dude. At Pitbull for life. No problem. Later, bro. Bren signed out. My ice cream had completely melted in the bowl, so I slurped up the minty liquid left behind. It tasted like a milkshake. It tasted like a batido. Abuela's batido. Chapter 20, Eating in Silence. We all attended regular mass, and then Father Samuel held an additional special service just for Abuela at the end. As people filled out after normal mass, Father Samuel asked us to move up to the first few rows of benches. She was a beacon in this community and this parish, Father Samuel said. It is a privilege to honor her today. That's the kind of impact Abuela had. A priest would make an exception for her. I looked around at the family, Carmen and her dad and Mop's parents. We didn't invite any more people to stay because Mom wanted to keep it small and intimate. She placed a bouquet of flowers on the altar along with a framed picture of Abuela smiling. Uncle Carlos rubbed his forehead and pushed the quadruple stroller quietly in the aisle. The 2 sets of twins had fallen asleep peacefully. Brian wore his sunglasses inside the church, and Martin just kept his head down. Aunt Tutti was real quiet, but would let out occasional shrieks and wails so loud the next church 3 miles away could have heard her. My dad held my hand and never took his eyes off Abuela's picture. My mom's lips were so tightly pressed together they could have easily been one lip. I didn't think she even blinked. I stared at Abuela's photo. It felt weird seeing her picture there. She was going to be cremated in 2 days as soon as all the paperwork was complete. A body of ashes trapped in a vase forever. I hated the thought of Abuela trapped anywhere. There was a single white rose in the middle of all the other colorful flowers. I didn't know if anyone else noticed, but I saw it. White roses were Abuela's favorite. I imagined for a second that rose was for me, that it was for my eyes only. Cultivo una rosa blanca. That was what the poem said. The translation was, I cultivate a white rose. All I could think about was how Abuela had gardened and how she had cooked, and how, before she'd gotten sick, she read stories to me, and how those stories had been shared with Abuelo, her lifelong love. They were stories of heroes and poets and love and sacrifice, of leaving your country for another, of learning that family is the only home worth claiming. Their stories always had love in them. Abuela's letters showed me that. The white rose on her coffin reminded me of everything I had and everything I had lost. My whole world felt like it was slipping away. Aunt Tutti spoke first, and then I was supposed to say a few words on behalf of the grandkids. But when I thought of the urn filled with Abuela's ashes, and Aunt Tutti crying, and my mom's stone face, and everyone else sniffling and rubbing their eyes, I decided not to. I just couldn't do it, and I guess that wasn't good, because I missed my chance to tell everyone what Abuela meant to me. Then it was my mom's turn to speak. In light of Abuela's passing, she began, we are going to have a memorial dinner at the restaurant next Sunday. If you can please let our customers know that next Sunday's family dinner will be open to everyone. My mom talked about Abuela's commitment to the neighborhood and to the families who lived there. It's what she would have wanted, my mom concluded. When our special mass was over, I saw Mop's mom and dad. They saw me too and came over. I know Mop wishes he were here, Arturo. Yeah, I wish he were too, I said. Hey, you let us know if you need anything, Mop's dad said. Thanks. I appreciated that Mop's parents hadn't gone to Wilfredo People's Dumb Festival. And we'll be at the restaurant next week, Mop's mom said. We're going to bring a few other friends who knew Abuela. We'll try to get Mop down here as well. Cool, I said. Oh, man. Another hard day for Arturo and the Zamora family. Will things even turn around?